Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Stellaris. We are playing as the Wulven Pack. In episode 0, I created the Wulven Pack and set up the game. Now we are actually going to start. So in the eons, since the first primitive Wulven communities took shape on the grassy savannas of Admiral, our civilization has spread and prospered. Countless nation-states formed as we advanced through the technological ages, warring against each other until only one remained. Although the fighting was often brutal, those who survived nurtured a martial tradition that has prevailed to this day. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the Wulven Pack have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. So, we are the Wulven Pack, modeled slightly after a werewolf, humanoid, wolven creatures. So, we are a military dictatorship. We use a warp travel to move around. We are fanatical collectivists because we are pack animals, and as a result, we don't really have a problem with slaves because, well, the lowest members of the pack are kind of indistinguishable from slaves anyway. Also, we need less food because, well, if there's not enough, people don't complain too much. We are also militarists. It's our savage nature. And as a result, we don't really like to form alliances. We just like to declare rivals and defeat them. We have an army that is stronger than usual, and we are actually happy from warfare. As a race, we are pack animals, and that makes us happy. We are strong, so our army does more damage and we mine more minerals. We are rapid breeders because, well, hey, we're wolves. So we are also slow learners because, well, we are wolves. We're not always gonna sit in school benches and learn. We like to experience things. And we like to live on continental planets. So let's begin.
Welcome, Grand Marshal. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence developed under utmost secrecy by the military. High Command has activated me to serve as your advisor and strategic analyst.
So if you're playing this game for the first time, this is a very useful. The advisor will actually give you a couple of missions to guide you through the first steps, such as picking science, setting up some bases, doing some mining, doing some science, doing some exploration. So all the good stuff, it will actually keep guiding you. But because I've already gone through that, let's see, this is just teachers, but let's put it on tips only.
I will provide tips explaining only basic functions.
Let's see how that goes. If it gets annoying, we'll just turn it off. Alright, so we have started here. We are on Admiral in the universe. It looks a bit like a spore logo universe with all the swirly arms. So we are all the way in the top here, and we have a lot of universe to conquer. So let's go back to our planet, and actually first thing.
The technology screen is where we will be directed.
Okay, so that tutorial thing is actually going to be very annoying. So let's just turn it off.
Tutorial missions and tips are disabled.
Yes, thank you very much. Hey, so research. We need some research. So other society, we want a colony ship just to get that started. When it comes to physics, what can we do? Putting some deflectors on our shields which basically is the first level of shields. It helps protect us against attacks. It regenerates our wounds, so to say. I think deflectors are going to be pretty useful, so let's pick those. And finally, when it comes to engineering, we can get exoskeletons to get even stronger and mine even more. We can research nuclear missiles, which is a different weapon type, so we're not going to go for that, because we have our mass drivers. Or nanomechanics, which will unlock an engineering facility, which is actually an engineering and research facility. I think for now we can actually just go for the exoskeletons, get more minerals, which will help us grow. So for our politics, let's actually enact a policy which will boost our society research. So that's one of the 3 types. So we will get more society research, and as a trade-off we do a little bit less engineering and physics research. So the research we are doing to get our colony ships is now going at an accelerated speed because we have the research grant going for it. So research is set up and that will come back to us. Let's actually, with science, we have a science ship, which is like the Starship Enterprise. It goes out and explores. And it's actually going to survey our home system, because, well, we came from our planet, from our humble beginnings here on Admiral. But now we want to learn what all the other planets are about. And what's our... This one has an anomaly fail risk that's 10% less than usual. That's actually pretty darn useful. For a science officer, that's a very decent trait, because there will be anomalies every once in a while that you can fix that way. Okay, we have a construction ship that's going to help you build things in space. And until we have surveyed some other worlds, some other bodies in space, we can't do much with it yet. And we have our space armada, which needs a leader still. So let's recruit an admiral. Let's see, this one is eager, so it's just cheaper to recruit, but you don't actually get anything useful from it during combat. You got a logistician, which means cheaper upkeep, or an aggressive, which you get 20% extra fire rate. That's a lot of extra damage. I like you. You are now one of our admirals, and you are now leading the fleet. Because the nice thing is, we can do some scouting with that fleet. Let's make a bit of a tour around town. So you can actually rotate the map a little bit, and you see that some of these star systems are above the map and others are below. And these lines connect them to the central plane, so to say. So we have some routes set up for our ships. Is there anything else we want to do? Yes, we want to have a look at our planet. So if you have a look at the surface of our planet, we see that this is the central one, and provides bonuses, adjacency bonuses, to the 4 adjacent tiles. So it will provide mineral output, food output, and energy credits bonus output to, if these tiles would create those things, it will boost those things. So that's very powerful for your home base to boost that. And if the tile where your capital is built on provides minerals or food, or presumably also energy credits, then it will just keep doing that, and the building itself also produces minerals and food. So we have our population units, the so-called POPs, and they represent a certain amount of your population. And as you progress, you will actually get more of them. If you have excess food on your planet, and we produce 10, we only eat 6.3, so we have 3.7 excess food, which, if we start the time, it will actually create a phantom outline of a population that is going to be there once we have enough surplus food to feed them. And we can improve our tiles. So all these tiles have already been pre-improved, and that's why they are pretty godly. And let's see, how much are we producing right now? 10, right? Yeah, so we need a little bit more. So let's say we built a hydroponics farm here. And you see an outline in the back, and once it's done, it will start producing more food, and our population is going to grow a bit more. So it's a bit like civilization in that regard. Okay, let's unpause. And go back to our area. So there's a lot of things to balance and to trade off, and this playthrough, it's not going to be optimal. Just putting that out for those who will expect a perfect playthrough. This is not going to be it. I don't think anyone is capable of doing a perfect playthrough yet. Pre-launch, I've been watching some of Quill 18 and Arumba's playthroughs. They are pretty godly when it comes to Paradox games in general. They are still learning the game as well. But this is one of those games you don't have to be the perfect player to have fun. And that's the most important thing. The game, especially with the tutorial robot, it's very good at just guiding you through the game. Ooh, I actually got an anomaly. So during the survey of our home system, we found something on Cortal's station that did not match earlier observations made from our homeworld. So we have no risk of failure, so let's research it. And then our science ship is going to go back and research it. Also, we have been mapping certain things.
Situation log updated.
An encounter in the Zedron. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Zedron system. These strange objects have been flagged as alpha aliens. Until we can learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. Okay, and that's our people are now responding to that. It did not take long for the Wulven Pack to come across intelligent alien life. The fleet's report to the Wulven capital somewhat understate just how alien these forces appear, and only in passing mentions the failure to open comms. So that is gonna allow some things. Let's jump to it first. So we scouting in the Zedron system, we encountered some aliens, so we approached from there, and the aliens are over here. So let's have a better look at them. What are you? This is a space base. This looks like they got solar panels that are waving towards the sun. Alien vessels. We have no idea what they can do. We have no idea what they are capable of. Also, you can see their military power of the little ships is 112 and of the base is 41, while our military power is only 75. So that's an indication that we are probably not going to win a straight up fight with these guys. So we should regroup, build more ships, and then come back at a later time. So, but we have a list of more planets to scout, so that's okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so we are still scouting the anomaly. So that's just gonna go okay. Let's have a look at the event log. So we can investigate the alpha aliens, which are the things we just found. So we need to learn more about the mysterious aliens we have codenamed Alpha Aliens. If they possess a language, we must decipher it and establish communications. So we can start researching this, but it's going to put our society research on hold. And if you have a look at our research, society research is search for a colony ship. So currently we have 15 months remaining, so that's just over 4 years. If we do this, it's going to delay it by 6 months. But we want to communicate with others, so it is worth investigating. And there's a lot of interesting trade-offs in this game to make. And especially once we start to establish contact with other empires, it's gonna just get even more creative. Okay, so there's nothing in between here, from the looks of it. It's just, it goes straight up and straight down. So we can just, also we are pretty close to the end, so we can probably just scout to the end, and then we'll go back and we start scouting the other way. We found one of our old probes on Cortal's station. It has somehow kept intact all these years and is still trying to send data to our homeworld. It stands as a testament to our past struggles, and our wish to flee our planet's bounds. we should continue to investigate these sorts of anomalies whenever we get a chance. It will most assuredly grant us new knowledge and technology. We are ever moving forward.
Construction complete.
And we have finished building whatever we had in the service queue. If we go back to our planet, you can actually, by default, it will hotkey your home planet to 1, your fleet to 2, your science and construction to 3 and 4. And we were building the hydroponics farm there, so we are now producing more food. Also, let's have a look at our construction ship, because we have been surveying our home system. And it turns out we can build a mining station in orbit here and get ourselves some energy credits. So energy credits are one of the major resources. You use it to maintain things mostly. Every mining station uses energy credits. Your ships, you maintain maintenance of your ships uses a little bit of energy credits. Minerals is for building stuff, so if you want to build a mine or a station, you have a one-off payment of minerals. And after that, upkeep is fairly low. You don't really have a lot of upkeep. But it is one of the crucial resources. So this early, not entirely sure if I want to focus on this. I would prefer to build a mine first. We have something here. See, there's a mine, a moon around our planet. And we can build a mining station here. So now our construction ship is mobilizing and it's going to build us a mining station. So our income is going to go up from 8 to 10. And that's on a monthly basis. So we started in the year 2200. It's far enough in the future that anything is possible. Also, our military fleet has completed its journey and is now falling asleep. So these planets now have a medium intelligence level, as in we have visited them, we know what they look like, we know what planets they are. We don't quite know more about it. For example, there are planets here, but we don't know if they are habitable or what kind they are. And here we do know there's a toxic world, there's another toxic world, things like that. Okay, so another event. Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. That was the event that I started for the research that interrupted our society research for a little bit. So these are the alpha aliens. The drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operations, established millennia ago, and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves, judging by the state of the processing equipment. The drones possess powerful mining lasers and make obviously threatening, if not outright hostile overtures towards Wulven vessels when approached. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the Wulven Pack. So, we now have a choice between two different events. We can put a listening post up on our main base and just observe them, or we can try to take them apart. Well, we already established that we are currently not strong enough to take them apart. So let's actually start a listening post, get some more intel, and then we tear them apart.
Situation log updated.
Let's see. Our scouting ships are over here. First Wulven Armada. So let's set up a little bit more of a recon chain. Let's see, can we? Okay. After this, we'll see how it goes further.
Situation log updated.
Okay, so mining drone observations. We will need to allocate some engineering research to this. And we have beta aliens now. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Ulkat system. These strange objects have been flagged as beta aliens. Until we can learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. Again, interesting. So, Ulkat, that's over there. That's society. Let's do the research. So the colony ships, we will get pushed back and back and back until we have mapped out our immediate surroundings. Let's see. Ooh, we have finished building a mining station. And we now have an income of 10. Also, our science ship has been sciencing away and found even more energy mining locations. So, one thing is for sure, we will not get a shortage of energy. And because we only have +1 right now, let's build a mining station here and then look for more opportunities. So, let's have a look at our homeworlds. Our main base, and this is mining, but that's about it. We can actually build we could build a mining network here. It's only gonna cost a little bit. Then we have a place where we can get some resources. And given that we have quite some natural science locations, I think that's gonna be pretty okay. So let's start working on a mining network, and then we move our future population over there. And then they can mine once we are done. Okay. Let's go back to our armada. So aha! Mining drone worker ethic. The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining network on Admiral could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rate while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequent and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anything left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. Ah, interesting. So we only have the option to find out how they evaluate mining sites. I think in my humanoid playthrough I had a second option there based on one of my traits. So the traits of your government actually also help you define how you interact with events and other societies and all those good things. So now we have an event to look for locations that are... These 5 locations are potentially, they have some very good mining locations in them. And that's information we gleaned from interacting with the drones. But for now, that's not going to be interesting enough. So let's continue with that. Okay, our science ship is now done sciencing our home base, and we have 13 energy points that we can potentially mine out. We have Faltus here in the nearby area, so let's survey that. And we have a Quam over there, which is also still in range. So this gray circle is our area. So those are obvious next targets, and I think Teneca is just outside of range. Yeah, it's just outside of range. Yeah, see this one that says it lies within the Wulven Pack space, and this one doesn't say that, so it's just outside of range. Yeah, Adenir has been fully surveyed, and we have a mining station. Okay, so we are now getting more energy. A special project. Communications established. Hulveer Consortium. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the Hulveer Consortium. Diplomatic channels are now open and all hostilities have been terminated. Excellent. Greetings, I speak for the executive, Elgatum, and the wealthy elite of the Hulveer Consortium. We are always looking for new trading partners, and hopefully we can come close to some sort of accommodation that will benefit the commerce on both of our nations. Well, okay, so we can respond as our superior collective greets you, Hulveeri. Our warriors salute you, or we will fight for our right to exist. So we can embrace either of our nations. Well, we are of course superior, so our superior collective greets you. Okay, The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has been reached with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms what we had long suspected: we are not alone in this galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time. Well, this changes everything. And if we have a look over here, Hoofvier seem to be located over there. So they are located to our left as neighbors. And we have a scouting fleet that's currently being really bored. We have been here already, we have been there already. We haven't been there yet. Oh, we don't have border access to them. That's annoying. Can we get there? We can't get there. So they are now effectively blocking our access to this side of the universe. I think that's a problem. So let's have a look. This is the Empire screen. And if we have a look, their fleet is roughly equivalent in power. Their naval capacity and technology are also equivalent. So I think we should declare them as our rivals. Boom. Well, really sour the relations any hope anyone had of actually becoming good friends, but we gain influence points which we can use to well, do various things, get leaders, build frontier outposts, things like that. But eventually we are going to vanquish them and just take space for our own. Also, how is the
system survey complete?
I was gonna say, how is the survey going? But we actually completed the survey of this area, and our leader, or the scientist doing the surveying, gained a level and didn't gain an additional task. Okay, that's good. So, that's good. And that one has been surveyed, so that means we move on. So, Quam survey. And the construction ship is going to build a mining station over here because we need more minerals. Let's see, are there any more events? Only the mining, that's good. How's our research going? 30 months before we get colony ships. 31 months before we get deflectors. And 32 months as well. So research is just progressing slowly. I think we will want to do some exploration to the other side. If we can't go there, if we look for some space where we can expand a little bit, mine a little bit, maybe set up a colony or two, gather our strength and then just completely punch through them before they try to do the same. Let us end this charade. They also declared on us. Let's see, and we found ancient mining operations in the system we are now scouting. Actually not. Oh yeah, we are just moving through Saturn. Okay, that's okay. Let's see, how is our main base doing? We're almost there. That's good. That's very good. A future population. So how are we in terms of food production? Plus 12. So every population needs at least one. So currently we are capped to 12 population, but we're only at 7. So we can actually sacrifice a little bit of food for a bit more minerals. So let's build a mining network on it. And that's going to suppress the food output. And we're going to boost the mineral output here. So we'll end up with 3 minerals and not the 1 food. And the thing is, if you demolish the building, you get the trade back. So you're actually pretty flexible in how you handle things. But I think we're gonna put a cut in here. Actually, just wait until we finish scouting for the next system. You are gonna declare the end of the episode. So what is gonna be in the Talon system? There are no enemies here. That's good. That's good. Okay, put a pause in here. So, thank you for watching. As always, this is the first proper gameplay episode of a new series. So, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Leave me a comment or anything. I do appreciate that. Oh, and speaking of comments, so I completely forgot something. It's actually, I already in episode 0, when I talked about setting it up, I did mention it. All the people, all of our leaders, I'm actually gonna name them after people who have left nice comments on any of my YouTube videos in the past and going forward. So if you wish to have a chance at becoming one of the leaders of the Wulven Empire, of the Wulven Pack, then let me know in the comments how much you appreciate it. In between episodes I'm gonna rename all the leaders with the current random selection of people. And then in the future you will have a shot at getting there as well. So with that, I'm really gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.